We present a novel retargeting algorithm that transfers the musculature of a referenced anatomical model to new bodies with different sizes and body proportions while preserving the functionality of the original musculature as closely as possible. The recent progress in deep reinforcement learning has been very successful in continuous control problems. We use a deep reinforcement learning algorithm to simulate and control our muscle-actuated skeletal characters. Given the motion capture data of a reference human body, we created a new character by parametrically scaling the body proportion. The motion data can be retargeted to the new body using a standard method. Transferring the musculature of the reference human to the new body allows the Hulk to be physically simulated and controlled while maintaining its balance under gravity. We also created exotic characters such as alien and dwarf with extreme body proportions and simulated them to walk, run, kick, jump, and dance. In this example, we can easily see the physical effect of body transformation. Since dwarf has short legs, its stride is also shorter than that of a human. In the case of Hulk, the torso oscillates more due to its exotic shape. In the case of Alien, its stride becomes more extended, and its arms shake in bigger motions back and forth. The skeletal body is a parametric model that can generate a wide variety of human body shapes. The trunk and four limbs are parameterized to make variations in their length, size, and alignment. The functional role of skeletal muscles is classified by their length changes during joint motion. For example, a muscle is called a hip flexor or extensor if the muscle contracts as the hip flexes or extends. The functionality of individual muscles is thoroughly studied and well organized in anatomy textbooks. The contraction of a muscle pulls the bones attached at its origin and the insertion sites. The muscle force is transmitted through the waypoints. The action of the muscle during joint motion is characterized by its length-angle curve. Vastus lateralis is a knee extensor because it shortens as the knee extends. The bone scaling perturbs the length-angle curve and force direction at the insertion site. The function of the muscle is also disturbed by the scaling. Our retargeting algorithm optimizes waypoints to recover its function as a knee extensor. Passive tension of muscles sets limits in joint motion. The range of motion in the hip joint is pose-dependent. The hip joint has a broader range of motion when the knee is flexed. We are controlling the hip and knee motions by activating and deactivating muscles in the leg. Interactive control requires careful coordination of muscle activations computed on the fly. We use quadratic programming to compute muscle activations. The quadratic programming with a varied model often fails to solve for muscle activations because force directions are degenerated and thus unable to span the solution space. Our retargeting algorithm recovers force directions to remove the degeneracy. This example shows how the perturbed force direction affects the function of a muscle. The vastus lateralis is a knee extensor in the reference model. The skeleton scaling perturbs the force direction at the muscle insertion, resulting in the opposite action as a knee flexor. Our algorithm effectively solves the problem by optimizing the waypoints. Naive linear scaling of muscles along with the longitudinal scaling and torsion of the femur results in undesirable changes in the range of motion. Our retargeting algorithm precisely recalculates the muscle lengths to preserve the range of motion of the reference model. This example shows the effectiveness of musculature retargeting in physics-based simulation. Our deep reinforcement learning algorithm often fails with naive transplanting of the musculature from the human to the alien. Musculature retargeting is the key to a stable and robust simulation and control. We created our Hulk character starting with the reference musculoskeletal model. The Hulk has its long arms, large torso, and short legs through interactive skeleton editing. Our retargeting algorithm transfers the musculature of the reference model to the skeleton of the Hulk. The Hulk has a narrow range of motion in the hip joint and flexed knees.